Hi, everybody. I'm back from my little vacation and excited to spend time with all of you. Hope everything's going great for you this week. I'm going to go live over here. All the buttons I have to push to get going here. And I think we're up and ready. So hi. How are you, everybody? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? I'm still a little bit, my brain, I think, is still on the West Coast. But great to have all of you here. I'm Jill Bauer from justjillshop.com. We are excited about what we're going to bring you tonight. We have so many good Christmas things, lots of new in. And we're really going to focus on easy holiday accessories. So we'll be showing you some of our new additions to our flameless candle collection. I have lots of new candle accessories, candle rings and things like that for you. We have some of our new pick collections to share with you. So really excited to show you all the things. You can see how pretty everything looks lit up behind me. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, welcome home. I've been in California. I left last Thursday morning and got home at midnight last night, but had a wonderful time. I was born and raised in Southern California. That still feels like home to me every time I go back. And I was lucky that my childhood best friend, Emily, who lives in Boston, she was able to take, some extra days too while we were out there. So we both arrived in Southern California on Wednesday. I flew into the John Wayne Airport, and then I got a rental car, and then I just drove 30 minutes north to Long Beach and picked her up. And we came back and we stayed at this really great Airbnb in Corona del Mar, right, our patio could sit here and look straight down to the ocean. So we were right near the beach, which was great. It's the same Airbnb that I had rented when my mom and I went out last year, and I just loved it. It's not big, it's not grand, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. I mean, it's not a big place, but the location with that patio is just everything. So we enjoyed that. We had a great dinner. We went, down to the beach. We were able to see some of our childhood and high school friends, not just at the reunion, but sort of in separate little get-togethers as well. So that was a ton of fun. It was my 40-year, how's that possible? 40-year high school reunion. So that was a lot of fun. I saw my friend Dara Lynn, many of you know from Philosophy Beauty, while we were there. That was huge to me because I had my childhood best friend. I had my best friend that I met in adulthood. And then the 3 of us were all together. So I did a post. I don't know if any of you saw that, but I talked about the fact that, being an only child, my friends are like my sisters, right? Sisters from another mister. So that to have both of them there together with me in California, where we were all born and raised, that was it. It brought tears to my eyes over lunch, I will tell you. But it was really great. And then on Sunday, after we did the whole reunion and all of that kind of thing, Emily and I caught the train and we headed up to Santa Barbara. And we spent Sunday and Monday in Santa Barbara. Emily's son went to school there at UC Santa Barbara, and then he works there now. And so got to spend time with Henry. He's Kylie's age. So, and his girlfriend, which was really nice. And then another one of our high school friends lived in Santa Barbara. So we saw her for lunch. So it was a very full trip, full of friendship and fun and laughter and tears. And it was just awesome. And I texted Emily first thing this morning. We both got in really late last night, and I texted her this morning. I'm like, I miss my coffee buddy, because we sort of had our routine, and we would get up early and have our coffee and go for a walk on the beach, and just had a great time. It was, as you get older, as many of you know, you're great friends in your youth, and then life happens, right? So you're moving with jobs, and you're starting families, and you're raising your families, and sort of all of your free time becomes dedicated to that sphere. And so while Emily and I would see each other maybe, once a year, once every 2 years for a short visit, we've never had this kind of time together. So it was really, really wonderful. So my heart is full. My bucket is filled. The good news for me is I'm actually going to Boston for a conference in a couple of weeks, so I get to see her again. So I told her, I said, I hope you're not sick of me after this trip, because you did say I could stay with you when I come back up in 2 weeks. So anyway, so that's where I've been. I've been in California. Doug said to me on the phone the other day, are you coming home? Yeah, I am. It was a great trip, but there's no place like home, right? So glad to be home with my family. And Trevor's actually home right now for a fall break. So came home and got to see him last night. And so it's nice for us to all be together. I'm sure you all know how that is. So anyway, hi to everybody who's jumping in. So sorry I wasn't paying attention to that. But thank you. And thanks for those of you who said you liked the picks and things that I was picking. And thank you for the welcome back. And hi, everybody. So glad you're here. So all right, here's the scoop, my friends. So tonight, as I mentioned, we're going to talk a lot about fun candles and candle rings and easy accents. We'll have more things for you tomorrow night. We're going to do a Facebook Live tomorrow night. That one will probably be, should we do that one tomorrow night just a little bit earlier? Maybe do 7 o'clock tomorrow night? Yeah, let's do 7 o'clock tomorrow night, everybody. Bernadette, I hope you heard that, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Megan, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I have a busy day tomorrow. I talked about this last week, I think a little bit before I left, but we have a local Philadelphia area magazine called Mainline Today. And every year they do a Power Women issue, highlighting women that they've selected and want to feature for what they're doing in their respective jobs, what they're, doctors who are doing research or small business owners or, whatever it might be. And I was chosen as one of the power women for our area. Pretty neat. So there's a big luncheon tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll send lots of pictures, but we're going to do that tomorrow. And I'll tell you more about it tomorrow night if you tune in. So that's kind of a fun thing. And very, very humbling. We're a small team here at Just Jill. So really the heart of the operation is really me and Bernadette and Kylie. So, Doug does some things behind the scenes, and Megan really sort of, takes care of some of the social media posts. But really at the heart of it, it's me, Bern, and Kylie. So although my name is the one being recognized, it's really a group effort for what we do here at Just Jill. So please remember that when you are writing to us and have anything that you might need. We work really hard to respond in a timely manner. We work really hard to go above and beyond to make sure that you're happy. If there are issues with your shipments, we do our best to make it right. And I think sometimes because, especially Bernadette, this is really her wheelhouse, but I think sometimes because she is so quick to respond, and that's sort of not always common. A lot of times when you're dealing with online businesses, it's hard to get a hold of people, et cetera. And, those of you who've dealt with Bernadette, heck, sometimes she just picks up the phone and gives you a call. But because she's so good at it, I think sometimes if she doesn't respond right away, like last week she was away and she's allowed to do that, people get up in arms. So I would just like to say and ask, because we had a little bit of a situation with someone that has been a really good customer of ours, and for whatever reason, really kind of came after Bernadette a little bit. And so I just would like to say, take a breath sometimes, please, before you hit send, and realize that we are a small business, that we value each and every one of you, that we are human, that we are doing our best. We want you to be happy. We love having you shop with us. And, that's all I can say. So would just ask for your patience and understanding, and remember that we're people too. Okay. I need to get that off my chest because it was really bugging me. All righty. So let's talk about fun candles and new things and what we have for you. Okay, couple things before I jump into candles. So we know the whole Norfolk pine look is like the viral internet sensation. Heck, we figured that out this summer when we did Christmas in July, and we had our Norfolk pine garland and pretty much sold out of almost everything we had for the entire year. And we had it at a special price, and it was like, okay, like this is our gift to you. Happy Christmas in July, run, don't walk. And most of you did. We have a little bit of quantity left from a back order that we had on the Norfolk pine. If you don't know what the Norfolk pine is, give me a second here to grab some things so I can show it to you.
The bird hurricane too, don't flip.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so here's the Norfolk pine, everybody. And it does come on a timer. And it's these wonderful, this is the Real Touch, okay? So it's this wonderful, these are, some of them are wired, you can spread them out. It's designed to kind of be drippy and drapey. I love two of them together, frankly. That's my favorite way to sort of layer them. All strung already with light. So you can find these out there. Ours is from one of our best vendors. It's from Regency. You loved these last year. There's a lot of reviews starting to come in for these this year. You're loving them. They are on a timer. You have a little battery pack here. So we're going to do a sale for today and tomorrow only because we don't have a lot of these left. But if you start looking for these in November, you're going to have a hard time finding them, especially as you get closer to the holidays. So we're going to do a special. This is going to be our Just Jill special tonight. So we're going to take the price down from $69 to $60. When we offered these last year, they were $59. So basically it's $1 more. When we offer it at this $60 price point, we're sort of neutralizing any of the additional costs that were built in because of the tariffs and because of the extra shipping and all of those kinds of things. So $60 is basically $1 more than you paid last year. And I think that's a pretty darn good price. So it's a 5-foot long Norfolk pine garland. If you can get 2 of them, I would do it. You will not be sorry. That way you can do extra long on a, oversized mantle. You can put 2 of them together so it's really lush and full. If you're going to do a lot of things around it or down a table, 1 might be enough. Or I'll show you another trick you might want to incorporate into these too. So if you've been wanting this, we have a couple dozen of them left. And again, great price point now for Tuesday, end of day Wednesday, $60 instead of $69. And that'll pretty much be the lowest price you're going to see for the rest of the year. So, okay, and I can't get any more of these now. So it's our final quantities. All right, so there's the Norfolk pine garland. Love this so much. And then in addition to that, in addition to that, look how easy you just kind of cascade it down and it looks so pretty. Love it. We haven't shown you these this season. I did a little video on them. You might have seen it, but this was another total winner last year. And so we brought it back. If you don't want the whole garland, or you're welcome, Judy, or you've seen on social media the pretty big vases and then the Norfolk pine sprigs inside of them, we do a set of 2 of these sprigs. Kylie, how tall are these?
Give me 1 second.
They're like 28 inches maybe, or maybe a little
38 inches.
38 inches tall. So, I mean, that's from tip to tip if you like straighten this up, okay? But they do droop because that's their thing. But here's the magic, everybody. Oh, these both are pre-lit, okay? On these, 2 is great. I mean, look at those. If you're going to put other things mixed in with them, like some berry stems, floral stems, okay, 1 set is great. We sell them as a set of 2. But if you only want to put these in a big vase or something, buy 2 sets of them because 4 is incredible. And on the video that I did with these, we did 4. But like, look, if you want to add in some other types of greenery. I'm not saying that this one necessarily is the best one with this pine, but I just want you to see, like, if you did add twigs, if you did add red berries, those kinds of things, like you can see, it fills it up pretty well. And the other thing I love about, and I'll talk about these snowy pine picks in just a second. The other thing that I love about these is on a smaller table, you can put this down like this, and then it kind of becomes a little swag so that when you want to do pretty things with your flameless candles, or look at this, like this is coming up, like some red berries and things. Very pretty. You could really do something simple on your table. So the whole long garland back here on sale for $60 through Wednesday at midnight. And if you want the set of two 38-inch pre-lit, real touch, gorgeous Norfolk pine stems, they're $59. Remember, shipping and handling is included. And they're awesome. Terry said, I've purchased two of the garland, the centerpiece and the sprigs. They are gorgeous and can be used all winter. Yes, Terry. And I feel like, these are things you're going to pull out season after season after season. Like, how pretty is that going to be in a vase or, maybe a round bowl? These are wired at the bottom too. So if you need to bend them a little bit so it looks better inside of your container. And then what I actually did when we did the video for these is I took a pool noodle and I kind of cut the length that I needed for inside of the vase I was using and just kind of stood it up. And then I put the stems down the center of the pool noodle. You can't really see it on the inside of the pot. Then I put a little deer moss across the top, and then that camouflaged my battery boxes. So really easy to make those sort of viral social media looks. And it all starts with the right kind of garland. And these, again, are that real touch. So again, they look realistic, they feel great, and love all the lights. Okay, so there's those. I love those so much. I should probably order myself a couple sets of those because I have a feeling they're gonna go. All right, now, speaking of accessories, I just showed these to you, so let's talk about them. So I love to do different kinds of twigs and stems and flowers and picks and all those things. So I really look, when we pull these together for you at Just Jill, I really try to find those picks that are full enough that you don't have to buy 6 of them to get a look. In this case, look, they're so full. 2 of them gives you a lot. And if you're putting this like in a vase or something that's going to be, with this flat side to the wall, look how gorgeous that is. Maybe you string a little bit of a little fairy light, to add some sparkle. If you love that frosted pine, snowy pine look, this is for you. It's a mixture of different types of greenery that's in there. So there's the kind of the Fraser fir and the Douglas fir mixed in there. There's the white berries, there's the snowy pine cone, and you get 2 of them. I always like to remind you, anytime you have anything that's flocked, that has shimmer on it, anything, give it a good shake in your garage before you bring it inside. Dust it off a little bit with your hands if you want to do that a little bit. When these are in transit and they're rubbing around inside the boxes, when you pull it out, that's why so much usually falls off. So give it a good little, shake, dusting, whatever it might be. And then you'll be good to go. If you have an overly large Christmas tree or a Christmas tree that is either a snowy look or you want to add some of that snowy look to your tree, these are so nice and big. They'll really fill in those bare spots. So you would just sort of stick it into the tree, having that cascading out. And now you have more texture. You have the beautiful snowy pine cones. You have the white berries. Really, really pretty. So nice and big and full. I know how many of you, love it when we put these pick sets together for you. So that's our sort of snowy forest pine look. Another set that we have for you to share is an all white look, because I know how many of you also like to do all winter white. So look how pretty these are. I was even thinking these would be so pretty even for a wedding, wouldn't they? To do little centerpieces and things. So these are a little bit shorter stem. These can also go inside your Christmas tree. So if you do have a flocked tree, or I think a blue spruce could be really pretty with this too. But I wanted to do something that was sort of all winter wonderland white for you. And I love how you have some little pearlized berries. You have some shimmer here. You have this very sort of, bristle brush, almost wire. Love these little kind of oversized rose hips that have some sparkle to them. And again, you get 2 of them. So look how full they are. You don't need 4 of them if you are going to be doing something small on your table. Like this could be so pretty. Put it like this, and then take our pretty frosted
chickadee frozen glass container and put that in the center. Or mix this in with a little white and green. So you can, kind of play around with some of the different things that we have. We even have these really pretty, this is more of a creamy color, but I don't mind that mixed in there, and then do your white candle in the center. That could be lovely too. So lots of ways to use these. Really pretty in the all white. Didn't bring in a lot of these, but I just know how many of you love to do, real whites, or you're looking for that snowy, shimmery white with your crystal or your metallics, or maybe a candy cane theme, or reds and whites. So these will work perfect for you there. And then we just put them right back here in this vase. Like, couldn't be more simple. And they become a really nice background. Can you see that back there? For that. Okay, what else can I talk to you about? Let's show you these. Look at these gorgeous. This is a set of 2, right, Kylie? These?
Yes.
Okay. And can you give me the height on these when you have a second? These are, Susie said, I'm not too creative. What picks do you think would you put with the Norfolk sprigs?
We have some bigger, the white flowers coming.
Yeah, you know what?
hydrangeas.
Tonight, who was that who just asked that? Susie? Susie, I don't know if the sprigs that I have in tonight's show would be the best with that Norfolk pine, but maybe we can put those in tomorrow's show. We have time maybe, or
I
not?
need to photograph
Oh, we
them.
still need those. So maybe next week. Yeah. So next week, if you got the Norfolk pine sprig, stay tuned, because we have some other floral type sprigs, and we do have that frozen branch twig that could be really, really great. So we have some others that are coming in next week that would be perfect with those Norfolk pines. So I hope that answers your question. All right. So obviously,
10 and 13.
we have done a lot with candles, and certainly during the holidays, these taper candles, some of you already have them, are perfect for setting your holiday table, be it Thanksgiving or Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Having beautiful candles like this, these taper candles are great. Because we've done a lot with taper candles, I wanted to make sure that we found some really pretty taper candle sticks. So these, I think, are adorable. I love these nestled in here with the Norfolk pine, whether you do the garland or you do the sprigs. You get, what were the sizes again, Kylie? 10 inches
And 13.
and 13 inches. So you're going to get a taller one over here that's 13 inches, candle not included, and you're going to get the smaller one, which is 10 inches. There you can see it's perfect for your taper. And isn't that darling? So it's kind of an antiqued gold. I love how this kind of has a little almost floral top to it. And then it has this cast bow. And then you have the pretty detail around the bottom. They kind of applied that to just the front. Just wanted you to see that. So, however you're going to be using these, just know that if you're doing it maybe down a table, maybe you're facing it a certain way. Certainly if you're doing a display like this, you can put that open side to the back. But here's the smaller, and then you get the larger. Aren't those great? And frankly, while these are quite charming, I think for the holidays, you could use these all year round. Like, these are candlesticks you can leave out. They would be pretty on your spring table. They'll be pretty in the summertime. They're gorgeous right now for fall with your pumpkins and your leaves. So, I mean, this is a candlestick set I feel like you're going to have for years and years and years and years. So that's a brand new set. If you like the tapers, please remember we have those available at justjillshop.com. And I know, aren't they cute? Danette, I love them too. Right now, with all of our flameless candles, if you buy more than one set of flameless candles, you'll save 10% off your whole flameless candle order. So that's whether it's the classics, whether it's our ones in glass, whether it's some of the other tapers I'm going to show you. But look how realistic these are, to kind of merge, if I may, from the candlestick discussion to the candles. Yeah, candlestick into the candle discussion. Look at that gorgeous flame. I mean, it really flickers beautifully, and at nighttime, it's just beautiful. So Love these, solid brass, really nicely weighted. And then again, they're not going to tip over easily. They're heavy. Like I think when you get them at home, you're going to be like, she wasn't kidding. Those are really good quality. Really, really nice weight. And I love the look of those. So let me nestle that back here for you. Put this one over here for a minute. Okay, let me just remind you, we showed you these last week. These are our brand new lanterns with our flameless candles on the inside, a little bit of greenery and red berries. We have this larger one that's 12 inches. It's $39 on sale. It is on a timer. So again, super easy for you to use. And then we also have, I love this one. This one's about 9.5 inches tall. It's a little bit more of a geometric shape, but these look like they're metal. They're actually made of plastic, just so that you know. But I think when you look at it, like, can you really tell? And I love this size because I feel like you can easily hang this from things. If you have, a sunroom, like a 4 seasons room, or maybe it's 3 seasons, you don't use it much in the winter, but you could put a whole bunch of these lanterns out and about. You could put this as part of a little lanternscape down the center of your table, because this isn't so big that you could have it down your tabletop, buy a couple of them. And remember, you save 10% on the total order. But if you had those down the center of your table, it's easy to look across to people. It's easy to pass things. There's no open flame you're worrying about. And you just have that really pretty, charming, just touch of greenery and red berries. And then the 3 candles on the inside, the 3 different heights. Okay. Oh, I hope you like it, Charlotte. They're sweet. We were excited about these because usually when you see candle lanterns, they can be really expensive. It's either a completely open lantern, or it's, it costs a lot. And if you want to do multiples, sometimes it's cost prohibitive. So this smaller one, I think, is $34. And the taller one is $39. So, and again, your shipping and handling is included in that price. So really good price point, I think, in an easy decorating piece. This is the kind of thing that I've talked about this before. My mom lives in a retirement community, and outside of her front door, there's like a little ledge. And, down her hallway where all of her friends and stuff live, everybody sort of decorates their ledge with the seasons. And I was thinking, like, a little lantern like this would be perfect, because by daytime, it looks like a cute lantern. And then at nighttime, it would glow for a few hours before it would turn off. So really, really nice look. Really great style. And so the bronze finish is in the 9.5 inches, and the black, matte black, is what we have on the taller. And then speaking of lanterns, okay, get that out of the way. Speaking of lanterns, oh my gosh, I love this little red lantern so much. So we saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, that's the cutest darn thing ever. And with as many of our flameless candles as our customers have, they're going to go crazy for this. So it's just this beautiful red lacquer on metal. I love this little scallop detail here. It's all open, but you can do so much with this. So this could set the scene for a small miniature nativity. This could set the scene for one of your favorite Santa or Nutcracker figurines. Or this could set the stage for one of our new flameless candles we have it for you in the red glitter stripe, and we have it in a gold glitter stripe. And this size here is the 4-inch. We also have it in a 6-inch, but I will tell you, I think the 4-inch size works best in this lantern because it still gives some room for you to be able to really see the flame. So if you're loving the look of this, I love the little ball feet. I love the circle hanger on top. I love this sort of beautiful ruffled canopy. And then again, just like that, look what you can do. Or if you want to take it a little bit further with some of the things we have coming up, we have our little beaded rings. And I think this will fit. Oh yeah. So the thing with design and creating centerpieces, I know, Susie, you said, I'm not that creative. Just think of decorating in layers and with textures, right? So here's the lantern. And I could have just done this, and that's adorable. But when you do this, let's add this in there first for a little texture. Then put this on the inside. Now it looks finished. And you just have to work with it so you can get it there in place. All right. So it's adding the different textures. It's filling it in. Maybe you have some little cute little figurines. This would be adorable there. Maybe you have some little tea lights. This would be darling there too. You could do red and white, red and green, red and silver, red, red, red. In fact, if you have any of our etched glass snowflake candles, you guys have gone crazy for this. This is the only color we have left, but it fits inside there too. So if you wanted to do that look, you could easily do that as well. Maybe you have the gold version of this or the smoky version. They would all work nicely. So that's our cute little multi-purpose red lantern. Okay. And then let me just show you, let's go down the candle journey here real quick. So we have, can you see? Isn't that pretty? So it's still the wax candle that you love, wrapped in sort of this red shimmer. That's not necessarily a glitter that's going to come off. So I just rubbed it on my thumb. Not really anything there. So it comes in the red, but we also did it in the gold. I know. And it's your choice of the 4-inch. And this is the 4-inch too, just so you can see. Or we also did these in the 6-inch. So if you wanted to do a little collection, maybe by
I think they're 5-inch.
Oh, are they 5, Kylie? They're 4 and 5?
I believe so. Yeah, that's what's on.
4 and 5. Okay, so 4 inches and 5 inches. Sorry about that. So here's the 5-inch size. But and they come in sets of 2, right? So 2, 4, or 2, 5. Yeah. So 2 of the set of 4. And then if you did 2 of the set of 5, you could do a whole little cute display wherever you're doing your reds and whites or wherever you're doing your golds, your metallic tones. Really pretty. And even if that was the only metallic you chose, I just want to show you something real quick. And you mixed it in with our all glass versions. Like some of you already have these. Look how nice to mix some of these in with what you already have, maybe in different sizes. I'll turn that on so you can see. Isn't that pretty together? Like the creams and the golds. I love that. Oh, and then you could use this little group, which are these kind of pretty like pearl and ivory tones. And you could use that together with that.
When you get a chance, somebody was wondering if those smaller candle rings fit on the taper candle.
And then here you go that. I'll show it. Yeah, I'll show it. Look how pretty that is with the gold. Isn't that nice? Oh, your table's going to look so pretty. Okay, so there's the new sort of glitter wrap candles. And then, yeah, I still have more new to show you. Then, because you've all gone so crazy for the clear collection, we were able to bring in, for the holidays, look at the red, a true gorgeous cranberry red. So look at that, everybody. When you put that in with the Norfolk pine, look how that pops. So we did these for you in 4, 5, and 6. Set of 2. So you get a set of 2 in the 4-inch, set of 2 in the 5-inch, set of 2 in the 6-inch. I'll turn them all on so you can drool with me. And buy more than one flameless candle item, you get 10% off your entire flameless candle order. So if you do stock up on these, and for the red ones, they're the only ones we could get for the season. So if you do stock up, buy a set of the 4, buy a set of the 5, buy a set of the 6, and you'll have these cute little candle gardens. But think of how pretty that's going to all be nestled in with that Norfolk pine lit garland. See how pretty that is? Oh, that's so pretty. And then look at the lantern in the background. It looks good. All right, I hope you like that as much as I do. What I love that they did here, and this is something that I would ask you to look at sometimes, is I love that they didn't put ivory wax inside of a red glass container. They actually use, can you see that? They used red wax inside the red candle, so it gives it much more depth, I think, and makes it look more realistic, don't you think? So there's the gorgeous reds, brand new. And just so you know, if you wanted to throw in one of the glitter stripes, it's the same family of reds. So they all really look nice together. I'm crazy for these. You could also use these then for Valentine's Day. You could use these during the winter with your holly berry looks. You could use these 4th of July when you're doing red, whites, and blues. So I bet you'll use those red ones more than you think. Okay. Moving on. I still have more candles to show you. Stay tuned here. Okay. So, and I will show those, the little smaller rings in just a few minutes when I get to those, I promise. All right. One other option we have is
Behind you.
our rounds. Was it only red and silver, or did it come in gold too? We didn't have any gold? Okay. So these I loved because I think, I don't know, I just love to mix shapes together. It goes back to that design thing, different heights, different textures, different shapes all mixed together. So these are wax, like ornament balls, really just a round ball with the flameless tip. And these I have for you in the red and in silver. And we haven't done a lot in just silver. So for those of you that do love to use the metallics, and remember, these are our samples. So when you see some of these that are a little dinged up, that's because we've been taking pictures of them and all that stuff. Yours will be nice and smooth. Beautiful, beautiful, like a silver orb, right? So pretty to mix in with things. Check out these set of 2 brand new kind of rustic pillars. Aren't those nice? Kind of love that. Like a little bit more rustic look. And then maybe you do the white picks and our white tree and you have that whole story. Great to do this too. I was playing around with this earlier. So this is another set of, looks like crystal. Aren't they pretty? Look at that in the center. And then the swirl on the base. And then you can do your tapers here. But, this can also balance on a table like this. And you can put this candle like that. Looks so pretty. So that's another option for these. So I love these. I thought these were so fun, so fun. And again, if you wanted to mix that in, a little story with the reds, cute, right? And even if you wanted to do the red glass, it all works together. So there's your red. And then we have the really pretty, elegant silver, which frankly, silver and gold, just to show you, like, look how you could do those metallics together. I love that. Okay, so there's that. All right, I'm going to play like this whole show tonight, I think. All right, next, let's talk about some of our candle rings, etc. Just to remind, oh, and I'm going to show you some more tapers. Just to remind you, our gorgeous, I don't know if any of you have ordered this Christmas tree candle yet. It is one of the best Christmas tree flameless candles out on the market. I've seen the other ones by other retailers. And even though I like the ones we had last year, this one I think is so far superior. Look at the detail that they did on the each of the sort of boughs, if you will, the texture of it. And it's never going to melt because it's a flameless candle, right? So you do this and then maybe do one of our Christmas tree room sprays. And as far as people know, this is a, pine scented candle. But I love this, and we have this for you in gold too. I wanted to show that to you because look what I have next. You ready? I don't know if I'm ready for this. We have Christmas tree tapers. And the best taper holder we have for these is our glass pieces because it fits perfect. All right. The thing you have to be mindful of here is that you do have this sort of the wax level of the base here, but on this, it fits perfectly. So we have these skinny Christmas tree taper candles. It's a set of 2. The button is on the bottom for the batteries, just so you know. Like, oh my gosh, so good. But I also have it in gold. So good. Love it. Look at that. It's such a pretty soft gold too. It's not brassy or yellow. They're just beautiful. And of course, we have it in just a classic, straighten up the little wick there for you, ivory. And you can see they all have pretty detail on them. They look incredible. Like, how beautiful is that going to be in your dining room? So I think that these tree candles look gorgeous here. You might want to, just a suggestion, if you want it to really feel like it's super secure in here, put like just a little glue dot on the inside. And then when you put it down in there, that'll kind of adhere it a little bit. It fits perfectly, but it's not like a snug fit. So because you kind of can't have a snug fit because of this. So, just an idea for you. I love the way that this looks. Maybe tie a little pretty ribbon around the front. Incredible. For the, because I know somebody's going to ask this. For the bow, here's the issue with this one. Because this has this, it kind of gets nicked up a little bit if you set it down in there. Not that you can't make it work, you can. I'm just trying to give you the scoop on everything. So if you wanted to use the Christmas tree candles in here, you can. Just know that a little bit of this bottom edge, because it is real wax, might get a little nicked up because of the way it has to fit down inside there. That's why I really like the glass, because it's flat and clean and it like rests right on top. So your choice. And again, this is all part of our flameless candle sale. So buy more than one of any of our flameless candles, including the lanterns, by the way. So if you decide, oh, I am going to buy 2 of those lanterns, you buy 2 of them, you're going to get 10% off both of them, which is pretty cool. But any of our flameless candles, so you get 2 of the green Christmas trees, 2 of the gold, so beautiful, 2 of the ivory. Okay. And again, they're never going to lose their look because they're never going to melt because they're flameless, battery operated. All right. So there's our set of Christmas tree tapers. Choose your favorite color. Beautiful. And then, okay, I think that's all. Did I get all the candles, Kylie? I feel like we had so many of them tonight. Hopefully I got them all. I got the rounds. I got the trees. Got the new
Yeah, I think so.
glitter swirls. Okay, so now let's pretend like those candles are like our little black dress of decorating, and let's add some jewels. So how do we do that? Well, I kind of already showed you. We have all these beautiful candle rings. So this one has like the clear crystals and pearls, like whites and ivories and sparkle. And you can use these a couple different ways. So if you wanted to use these smaller ones, just show you this. This would kind of sit around the base there. You could also set it on top here to kind of tie it all together. So that gives you an option. If you wanted to take our glitter swirls, they fit inside those small ones beautifully. I love that actually. So you could do those at the base, and then you could do your gold flameless candle trees. Look at how that looks together, everybody. If metallics are your thing, you need that collection right there. You need it. And then, so these come in this smaller size. Are these a set of 4, Kylie? The smaller size? These are, right? Set of 4? Yeah. So you'll get 4 of the smaller size. You can also use these as candle rings. Oh, napkin rings. Okay. So mini candle rings for the smaller diameter, the 2-inch diameter flameless candles, okay? Might work on some of your candlesticks that you might have depending on what the top portion is like, okay? You could also, where is that? There it is. We had this cute set of 2. Like even that can go there if you wanted it to do, and put that in the center. Okay, so you have lots of things you can do with the smaller set of 4. If you want these to be bigger, we have them right here. And my suggestion is when you get it at home, kind of take all of the beads and really open up that ring, okay, so that you can really figure out the size. And this diameter is going to work with our 3 and 3.5 inch. Okay, it looks really pretty that way, really simple. So we have it for you in the ivories, but we also have that exact same collection in the reds and greens. So once again, if you wanted to do, you could do a little mini candle garden with a couple of these on the inside. Probably 2 would fit here. Or you buy the set of 4 of the little ones. Again, you can open those up. That gives you more room in your ring. They can go down there. Okay, yes. Yes, 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 yes. We love that. This big one here also works. Like, so for this, I would smush this up a little bit because it's a little more wired. But remember our red guy? Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Love that. You know what I would do with this? I would find like a pretty, go to Home Goods and find like a little pretty china plate and just plop that down on there. And that could be gorgeous. And remember, you get 2 of these. So if you buy 2 of these, you'll save 10% on both of them. And then you'll get this set of 2. And now you're all set. Another easy way to go down your table. Okay, so there's that set. So that came in the red and the green combo. I'm gonna hold that up so you can see. Like there's green faceted beads, green pearls, kind of the red glossiness of the same glossiness that you see on the red orb candle, little red berries, really pretty. So 2 of the big or 4 of the small. And then we also finally, last but not least, have it in a more whimsical, and these you loved last year, if you're doing your reds and whites. So again, I like to smush it up a little bit for the circle when I'm doing this round. Look how cute. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Love that. This could sit on top of here, and you could still do your silver, which looks really cute. Here is, for those of you that picked up our, Lynn says, I have the candle rings. They're beautiful. I'm so glad you like them, Lynn. Here's our etched glass piece. And here's the red and white with that. Doesn't that look pretty together? And I see Jennifer's comment, red and white is great for Valentine's too. Yes, it is. So 2 of the red and white in the bigger. And then we also have a set of 4, which you can use as napkin rings. You can use them on your tapers. And then if you wanted to use this here, yes, it will work. Sorry, I have all those tags on there. But you would just set that there, put your candle down in, and now you have it.
And we have the taper specific one coming too.
I don't know what you mean.
We have another candle ring coming that fits on top of the taper.
Oh, we have another candle ring coming that fits on top of the taper. I have no idea what that item is. Is that tonight we're talking about it? Oh, another time. Yeah. Okay. Let's not confuse things. All right. So if you love this kind of beaded gem, sparkle, berry look, red and white, red and green, or we have it for you in kind of like the white pearl look. So let me just show those to you one more time. And I have more, if you're liking this idea but don't like these patterns, or these combinations, I have other ones coming that I'm going to show you tonight. So red and white. Here's the pretty kind of pearl. I like this with your metallics. And then here is the red and green. All right. So those are your choices. Set of 4 littles, set of 2 bigs. Then let's talk about these. So this is a completely different look. And these are these little mini sugared red berries. Do you see them? So they have a little bit of that sugared look. And then they have some of the solid red. You'll get a set of 2 of these. And these also will go great with all the flameless candles that you all have from us. Look how pretty that is. I mean, classic, right? Kind of love this look mixed in with the Norfolk pine too. Can you see that? Because this is a little bit deeper red, really pretty. But with the Norfolk pine, looks gorgeous. You could set this on here. Okay. Obviously do it the right way, but you can see that adds a little something to it. You could take our little chickadees, put it on a little red base. So when you have pieces like this, it transforms those classic flameless candles that you have so many of. You know, they're everything. And it gives the texture and it gives the shimmer and it gives the color and all the things you're looking at. So we have these for you in a set of 2. And then, wait, there's more. We also have, totally running out of room here, more of a frozen berry look. So these are these sets of 2s or just singles? Singles. These are our frozen berry rings. This is just one. It's a little bit larger, a little bit in size. I'll show you in a second. You could use it as a little wreath. There's a choice of the red or the white. We will have some picks to match this coming up next week. Okay, just so you know. So you have this beautiful red and it has more of a boxwood type of greenery with it. And then you can see how some of the leaves and the berries have what look like frozen pieces of ice. Okay, so what I like about this is for our large size, for those of you who have this, this will fit down inside there. Okay. And so now you've transformed that investment that you made as a centerpiece for the big candle. And now we can add red to it, or we can add white. The one thing I'll tell you with this one, again, open it up. Okay. It's wired. So move those greenery and berry away from the center. And I always kind of just give it a little tug. But once you do that, that opens it up so that you can set your candle down in there. And then you can kind of push everything back up around to the way you like it. Okay? So that's the look of that white frozen berry with the frozen greenery and the frozen white berries. It looks like they're just captured in ice. But how pretty. I think this is really pretty if you like to do just greeneries and whites. This could be the beginning of a really pretty centerpiece. Maybe you do this and then you take one of the, you could do a couple things here. You could take these snowy branches and put them at the end just to kind of fill that out a little bit. Or you could take your Norfolk pine branches, these are all gonna fall, with the lights just to show you, and kind of put that at the end too. So those would work really nicely with that. You've got kind of the floppiness of the Norfolk pine, and then you've got this pretty candle in the center. So lots of ways to transform the look of your flameless candles. And then we also have another look for you. This is just a really classic, simple look. Again, it's just, I liked these because these are sort of the elements my mom always had growing up, but it was just like simple greenery, some pine cones, some red berries, kind of all twisted around. But I also really like these as little wreaths that if you wanted to do that look with your with a ribbon on the back of a chair, you know, and have those all around. These were a really nice price point, which was one of the reasons why we brought them in. Again, if you have the red candle, look how nice that looks on the inside. This also looks great with our frozen berry chickadee look. So that kind of kicks it up a little bit. And then now I feel like it's a little bit more winter. If you wanted to use our red ball candle, maybe put a little platform on the inside. You could actually do, where'd that silver one go? Oh, it's all the way over there. Thank you. You could rest this on top of the silver little platform and then put your ball candle in there. So there's lots of ways to use this. And I just thought, you know, again, it's sort of classic. It may not have as many like bells and whistles as some of the others, but I think it's just, you know, for a classic Christmas, for more of a wintry woodland look, this is perfect. Thanks, Karen. I'm so glad you like everything. And again, this is a set of 2. So if you wanted to use them as mini wreaths, you can. Remember too, everybody, when you get them at home, like just take a few seconds and zhuzh. They've been crumpled up in, you know, boxes and transit and all those kinds of things. So you might need to move things around, just, you know, gently open things up a little bit. I always find like if I let these sit out for a day, they seem to work easier. You might need to twist them a little bit to kind of get the fullness that you want. There's some open twigs on this one, just so you know. But I like the sort of rustic nature of it. And then again, you could do even like a little candle garden. Look how pretty the red is. I think putting a red candle in the middle here is kind of key. You could do your little candle garden right on the inside of these wreaths. Pretty, yeah? Okay, so there's that look. All right. Got all that. Then let me just show you real quickly.
When you get a chance, someone wants to see these.
Oh, okay. Somebody asked to see the red and white peppermint stripe candle with the red and white ring. Prudence, you ask, we deliver. So here we go. We'll open this up. We'll put this in there. We'll zhuzh it up together. There you have it. Pretty cute, right? Just to be clear, because you may not be able to tell, this is definitely white, okay? But it has white, but it also has a little bit of a creamy white. And this candle is more of an ivory, but I think because that's ivory and because these little pearl accents are more of a creamy, it works together beautifully. Like how cute is that? And then you take that, don't forget about our cute little red lantern, and you put that in there. Yeah. I'm going to get it right for you. Hang on. It's the tags. They're getting in my way. All right, there's that. Put that together for you. Put it inside. And then look how cute inside of the little, still didn't get straight, did I? Here you go. Right on the inside. How cute is that? Like just a simple little touch. And what I love about this is if you have this red lantern, like you could change this over and over and over again for many, many Christmases to come. So really, really cute if you love that red and white look. And then I see somebody else wanted to see the gold tree tapers with the brass bow candlesticks. Lisa, I'll show that to you, but I'm going to be honest, I don't completely love using the tree tapers inside of that candlestick. I explained that earlier, but you can do it. But I just want you to know that because the way that this candlestick is created, you know, they weren't made for each other, right? So see these pieces here that stick out, they're going to kind of bump a little bit when you put it down in there. But if you like that, that's what it would look like. Okay. This is very much antiqued. This is not, but it's matte. It's a really pretty, almost satin look to the gold. All right. I think if you want to put a tree candle inside this one, if I can recommend, I would do the ivory. And then, then you have something that's, really easy to work with, works with whatever else you're going to put around it. You can always add more metallic things around it. But I think the ivory, and then here's the green, just to show you one more time. There's the green. The green's pretty too. All right. Okay. So many choices. I know we have so many choices. And then don't forget, we do love these because they're inexpensive. They look like crystal, and they can, I just want you to see, they can stand this way like a little cup. So that's why when you have those round candles, you could have those and it sits right on top of there. It's so cute. But then you can turn it this way, and now you have it perfect for the trees. These are a nice gift too. They're a nice little wedding gift. And then our classic tapers fit in there also. Like that's forever, right? That's a forever look. All right, we showed you a lot. One other thing I just want to tell you about that's on sale. Normally $99, now on sale for $89. And this is just one of them. You actually get 2 snowflake lanterns. These are wood lanterns. I love the bead detail. I love the, it has a little open door here, the snowflake cutouts. It's like a natural wood look with the white wash of the snowflakes going all the way around. There's no glass in here. And you get this larger size and you'll get a smaller size. So 2 lanterns, $89. This also is a great lantern to do your candle garden. This is a great lantern to do your candle gardens in. So if you wanted to do multiple candles of multiple heights, this is perfect for that. I love this with the Norfolk pine. This is great with the Norfolk pine branches underneath. So if you've had your eye on these lanterns, $89 for the set of 2. Again, they're big, they're oversized. All the measurements are over at justjillshop.com. All right, boy, we showed you a lot tonight. So lots of flameless candles to shop for. And no matter which ones you choose, they're all buy more than one, save 10% off all of your flameless candles. Don't forget, we now carry Belique Irish porcelain. So that's on sale, buy more than one, save 10%. Jim Shore, buy more than one, save 10%. All of our Polish pottery is all 20% off right now. So be sure to check that out. Trying to think what else. Our Lumi domes, I think, are buy more than one, save 10% off your whole order. So those are beautiful gift items. We talked about the flameless candles, the Norfolk pine garland. Remember, that's our last quantities. Marked it down for you to $60, which is what we offered it during Christmas in July. That's only $1 more than what we offered it for last year. So I think that's a pretty good deal, considering all of the markups with tariffs and all the other kinds of things. So if you want the Norfolk pine garland, get that. If you want the Norfolk pine sprigs, get those. And have fun, like finding these accessories and thinking about the little nooks, side tables, bookshelves, shelving units you might have, kitchen island where you could really create something beautiful. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but adding some light, adding some height, adding some color, adding some texture can really create some beautiful spaces for your home. So I hope we've inspired you with some of the new things that we've brought in. One last thing, if you do want fragrance in your home this holiday season, don't forget that Candle Maker Ed found these beautiful mercury glass tumblers. And for the first time ever, we're letting you choose which color tumbler you want and which scent you want in that tumbler. So you can choose from the beautiful, like dark green. This one happens to be Christmas tree, amazing. But you could put Christmas tree, cozy winter cabin, pumpkin spice, or frosted sugar cookie. Those are your 4 fragrance choices. And then you can have it put in our green mercury glass, that red mercury glass, which, by the way, you could also, that one's cozy winter. You could also use these with some of our candle rings like this too. And then we also have the gold. So there's gold, there's red, there's green, and you can choose whether you want Christmas tree, cozy winter cabin, pumpkin spice, or frosted sugar cookie. It's one for $45. If you buy more than one, they're marked down to $39 each. So great gift item. And of course, all of our candles are made fresh to order in Southern California. All right, so that was a lot tonight. But we have more to share. So we will be back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, to bring you more beautiful things from the Just Jill shop. Remember, if you want that Norfolk pine garland, that $60 sale price expires tomorrow night. So that's through, I keep thinking today's Tuesday. It's through Thursday, everybody, through Thursday night. Today's Wednesday. Norfolk pine price goes up Thursday night at midnight into Friday. And have fun, putting together these beautiful things. And I'll look forward to spending some more time with you with more new coming up tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here at Just Jill. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.